Strange. It should be dawn by now. We've walked so far, but the sky still hasn't brightened.
Daylight's been growing shorter these past few years. Dawn comes later, the trees wither, and even the riverbeds have begun to dry up. None of it is natural.
Daylight growing shorter. I feel like I've read about phenomena like this before. Maybe in ancient records?
Back in the Hall of the Elders, didn't they mention something called the bloodletting? Could that be the cause, Quinn?
We can speak of that later. Ezereth's camp lies just ahead. Let's pick up the pace.
Sir, the reason for this operation was to recover the boy, taken hostage by the Bathory. But the castle's defenses were too lax and he escaped. Now we've lost our pretext for war.
Sir, failing to seize him was my mistake. We've jeopardized your plans. Please punish me as you see fit.
The way you came fleeing, I thought something truly grave had happened. 20 years ago, when I first took command, I longed to prove myself on the battlefield. But I knew better than to lose my composure like you lot.
Later on, wasn't it because Lady Eleonora, the one who married into Bathory, tried to return to Moray to visit her kin? But Bathory refused to let her go, and in the end, they had her assassinated. That's when you reported it to the Lord and convinced him to declare war, isn't it?
Exactly. In chaotic times, the cause for war will always find you. Why rush?
But sir, Lady Eleonora's death. Surely you didn't.
Watch your tongue. She was my sister. Now then, seems another fine excuse for war has walked straight into camp. A bloodborne infiltrating a human stronghold? What better justification?
That's her! The witch! Seize her!
No need. Stick to the plan. Armor up and return to your posts. As for me, I'll use this lull to speak with an old friend.
Yes, sir!
Ezereth, I heard everything. What is this talk of war? You gave your word to Lady Layla, that you'd never take up arms again.
And I haven't forgotten it. But Lila is gone. What promise must I keep with the dead? If we clung to every vow made to the departed, we'd all be bound by ghosts.
You? Have you forgotten the bloodshed from 20 years ago? You heartless...
Forgotten? No, it's because I remember that I must wipe out every last one of those fanged wretches before I die. And that girl in the hood, she bears some resemblance. James, bring her closer. Let me see.
Don't you dare!
Jamie, take your father aside. Let him rest. I'll handle this. Do we really have to talk to that old snake? Just hearing his voice makes me ill. I know, but he may be the only one who holds answers. You don't need to follow, if you'd rather not. Hey, wait! I never said I wouldn't. There's no way I'm letting you face him alone. Mr. Ezereth, I've come to ask about Eleonora Crowley. Is she still alive?
Now that's a curious question. You shouldn't know anything about Nora, so why assume she's dead?
Quinn, don't! James said she was a renowned envoy. Someone of her stature would be known if she still lived. But she vanished without a trace. The mark she left on me. It feels like a final farewell.
She has my sister's beauty and sharp wit. But yes, Nora is dead. Slain by the Bathory.
What? Eleonora was your sister?
I was the fool who arranged her marriage into that cursed house. I thought if she wed a Bathory, it might bring peace between us. Instead, I sent her to her death. I sent for her many times. The Bathories agreed, then stalled, and before long we received word. She was assassinated. If only she had stayed in Moray. But no, she wanted to be an envoy. Had she not, she'd still be alive today.
Just because someone died in another territory, does that mean the people there were the ones who did it? Where's your proof?
Fetch her case, the one she always carried. James can vouch for this. It was her favorite case. There's no doubt.
What are you doing? Let me go!
I said you could see it. I never said I'd give it to you. It's all I have left of Eleonora. I won't part with it.
You wretch! Let her go!
A child picks flowers across the Moontide Canal and the Bathory take him hostage. Now, a bloodborn questions a lord of Ganelon. Am I not within my right to detain her? After all, the people do love a righteous war.
If you want war so badly, why not just declare it outright? Why stoop to such underhanded schemes?
You're from Moray, aren't you? That explains it. The greatest flaw of you forest folk is your lack of subtlety. Let me teach you something. To ignite war and win hearts, one must stand on the righteous ground. Without the people's favor, even the boldest ambition withers alone.
So you revealed the truth just to shake my resolve. To make me easier to capture. And capturing a so-called invading bloodborn. That's your crafted reason to rouse the people. Then, what of my mother's assassination by the Bathory? Could that not have been the first of your schemes? Your chosen reason to rally support just as you're trying to make me one of your reasons? You contradict yourself from the start. You loathe the Bathories, and yet you handed over your most cherished sister in marriage. It makes no sense. Unless the marriage itself was a part of your scheme all along.
You just won't hold your tongue, will you? Guards, take her.
Wait a second! You said Eleonora died in Bathory lands. But this case is stained with red clay, and that particular clay is found only in one place. A chamber deep in the lupine forest. There's nothing like it in Bathory territory.
Clay? That proves nothing. Perhaps the soldiers who handled her belongings brushed against it while passing through.
Why would soldiers carrying her belongings go out of their way to rest deep in the lupine forest? This kind of clay is thick, distinctive, found only in one specific chamber. Look at how the clay's embedded in the torn fibers. It was ground in during a struggle, not picked up by accident. If she died in Bathory lands, why would her things bear soil found only here?
Enough of this drivel! Seize the girl for spreading lies.
Reasoning with a villain like you is a waste of breath. The only justice now is to shut you up for good.
Naturally, you don't care about facts. All you needed was a tragic tale to stir hearts. But this clay, it's the fatal flaw that unravels your lie.
A witch! She's a witch! A child raised by monsters, ungrateful to the last. I generously let you see my sister's keepsake, and this is the thanks I get. Your father's blood-stained debt in Ganelon remains unpaid, and now you dare add to it?
This letter, it bears the wolfsbane mark. This truly was my mother's.
Of course it was real. It had to be, to make it convincing. I merely ensured it appeared at the right moment. Only then could her death serve its greatest purpose.
So it's true. Your beloved sister was nothing but a pawn from the start.
Nora was the one I loved most. That's no lie. If she'd simply known her place, I'd never have wished her dead. To think a few empty words about love and peace could ruin years of planning. If she had just played her part, undermined Bathory from within, handed me the credit, I wouldn't have had to let her die, spark the war.
You preyed upon her love, squeezed every drop of worth from her title and blood. And now you blame her for refusing to betray her own heart. Your vileness knows no bounds.
All your careful calculations, and yet you never saw us coming. Not only will you die here, Ezereth, so will your war.
Naive. So naive. Originally, I needed her capture to make my case. But now, now that you've wounded me, when the villagers see what you've done, will they not rise up in fury? My weapon of war is already prepared. Even if I perish, I will not squander this chance.
What's happening? Why are the infected villagers?
I almost ignored the signs. I didn't want to believe anyone could do this, not to their own people.
Agnes, what's going on?
James, you wouldn't know, but when exposed to the full moon, the Ganelon bloodline can trigger a violent frenzy. It's said to awaken incredible strength. Tonight's full moon, those coincidental mutations. Ezereth meant to weaponize the Ganelon blood. He used Johannes and the infected to build himself an army, to win his vile war.
I thought the tales were just stories. That Ganelon blood awakened only to defend our land.
Why? You claimed to fight for us, but in the end you sacrificed your own. Turned them into beasts.
Why must you paint me a villain? They were doomed, rotting away like worms. I gave them meaning. I gave them a glorious end. For Ganelon.
Help me! Where's Johannes? That poor boy, where is he?
Johannes, that treacherous rat, was never innocent. While under my employ, he was double-crossing us to the Bathory. Did you know that?
What did you say?
What is that sound?
Listen well. The call to war. You really think killing me will put an end to this? My forces have already crossed into Bathory lands, alongside Ganelon's beasts. The wheels are in motion.
You think war is won just by bringing monsters to the field? Not everyone is like you, driven by bloodlust and selfish ambition.
I have only one question. If Ganelon's rabble can cross our borders today to pluck flowers, what's to stop them from storming our gates tomorrow? When that day comes, Elder Volara, will you still speak of negotiation and restraint?
One was a child's innocent act, the other a calculated provocation. They are not the same. And should the latter occur, I will see to it they pay 100-fold.
Then with Elder Volara's word, I can rest easy.
No!
My clever niece. Finally, you see. Just like your mother. So sharp. So very Crowley. The Bathory's ruled by warmongers and tyrants. But this time, I have a weapon. Moontide Canal will definitely be ours. The Bathory's must die.
Quinn, wait! Where are you going?